everyone. Welcome to the third episode of Summer Thursdays. If you are new here, which this is the most annoying thing I think influencers say, but they're like,
I hate that.
There's a lot of new faces around here, but there's a lot of new listeners here. So if you're like, what are Summer Thursdays? They're basically just like fun, chit-chatty episodes, keep you updated on the next season of the podcast and just talking about like what's going on in our lives. So if you're not interested in that, that's totally okay. This is not like a normal episode.
But you should be interested in that.
But you should be interested in our lives. And if you're watching on Spotify, thanks for that. If you want to watch and you listen on Apple Podcasts, I also upload these to YouTube as well. And also, I just made an Instagram account for the podcast.
I know, I'm so excited. You finally made one.
I know. I was like, you know what? I feel like this is now relevant now that we've kicked Ben Shapiro off the charts.
We knocked him off the charts.
Almost the Prince of Wales. This is a really exciting week for the podcast because this is the first week we've ever like hit the charts big time.
Yeah.
And it's been so awesome.
No, I'm so proud of you. When I saw it, I actually started tearing up and it was very emotional in my car. Tear up session.
That's so sweet. But no, it was so exciting and it was like a great chance to get to celebrate all the work that's kind of gone into the first season.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really fun. And now everybody from my high school and my college knows about this podcast. So
I love it. I'm so excited.
So one of the exciting things about getting all of these new listeners, I've gotten so many new submissions. By the time you're listening to this, I think I'm going to have done 2 of my favorite interviews. We're recording this on Sunday. I have an interview I'm really pumped about on Tuesday and one on Thursday. The one on Tuesday, I think is going to be the season premiere.
Oh.
And that the reason I want to make it the season premiere is that it is the most unhinged I've ever heard an ex be. I take that back because we did have an episode about a husband playing with guns, and so maybe
that was
not
psychotic.
Not that unhinged, but like unhinged to the level of I cannot believe somebody was sober and thought that this was okay.
Right.
And that's going to be the interview that I'm doing on Tuesday.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So get excited for that one. And then the one that I'm doing on Thursday I'm excited about is because I didn't get a submission in a traditional way. Somebody actually sent me somebody's TikTok and was like, oh my gosh, you should look into this. The reason why I'm interviewing this person is that it's a story I haven't been able to tell yet. And basically the story is women that come out after getting married to men. The reason I want to tell this story is that this is the #1 submission I've gotten and no one has come on to tell the story yet. I'm excited that I'm finally gonna hopefully, we haven't recorded it yet, so hopefully she doesn't cancel. I'm excited to like have somebody talk about that experience because like I think that's so interesting to like commit your life to a man and then have some kind of like self-awakening afterwards. I think it's gonna be really interesting.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. So what are you thinking, like the size, like how many episodes are you thinking for season 2? Like
I think it's gonna be 20. So we did 20 for the first one. I think I'm gonna do 20 for the second season. Okay. So I'm thinking it's gonna run August 2nd through December. Okay. Because I want to have Christmas off. We have a lot of submissions that are like
I'm so excited.
Good.
You should be good.
You should be like very excited for season 2 because
I'm excited for season 2.
There's so many fresh stories to go through. Okay, so we have a lot to update on because you just got back from Barcelona.
Yeah, and I haven't even seen the topic list, so I'm a little bit nervous for today.
My topics right
Last time I didn't see the topic list, we talked about waxing down under.
And I even put a video on it. And now I'm sure everybody from my high school has seen it. So
it's awesome.
Go Knights.
Amazing.
So when we last caught up with you, you hadn't gone on this work trip to Barcelona yet. And we were really excited about this because there was a romantic prospect on this work trip. Walk us through that because it didn't end well. It didn't end as we wanted. She's making sure HR is not coming for her.
I'm collecting my thoughts. It went, so the actual week of went exactly how I wanted it to go. Like it was perfect. I met him the very first night he got there. I was wearing a cute business casual outfit. It was tucked in and everything. He walked in and it was like love at first sight. We just like talked like all night and then had a little makeout.
On night 1, I thought that was so ballsy.
On night one.
Picture this. So I knew that this was like possibly going to be a thing. But before you left, I was thinking, okay, maybe they'll kiss. This is how wholesome I am. I'm like, maybe they'll kiss on Thursday
No, that's what I was thinking though too. I was like, maybe we'll kiss.
So I got a call from you at like 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. You're like, we kissed in the elevator. And I was like, that's some 50 Shades stuff right there.
Yeah, we definitely kissed in the elevator. And then our rooms were 3 doors apart.
3 doors down. It inspired the band. That's like best case scenario is you have your work crush and then what happened?
Oh yeah, and so then it was just a full week of that. Like we worked together all day and then it was the same cycle. Like we would have a little makeout and then, go to bed. The last night was like really embarrassing and you know what I'm talking about because I was on the phone with you.
This is so funny. So it's the last night. I literally haven't heard from Kennedy all week. I thought you were dead most of the week. And so then when I got a call from you on the last night, I'm like, well, thank God she's alive. We talked for a little bit and then all of a sudden I heard a knock on the door and you were like, got a blast.
I call Abby and I was like, spending the night in my room tonight. Maybe
we can call him Soup Man. So not to be confused with Suit Man, like call her daddy Suit Man. This man is Soup.
So Soup Man, I was like, Abby, Soup Man is coming to spend the night in my room tonight.
What did I send you? I sent you a gif of some angels. I'm like praying for you, girlfriend.
Apparently I'll get into this in a second, but I also FaceTime my mom, which is awesome.
While he was in the room?
When Soup Man was in the room.
Your mom was the angel that I prayed for. I was like, Lord.
No. Actually, to be more specific, I FaceTime my mom when Soup Bed was in my bed with me. So
Soup Man was in your bed.
Anyways, so I was on the phone with Abby before he got there. All of a sudden, I just like felt myself start to feel very unwell. And at this point, I'd probably had like 10 drinks.
Wait, did you vomit in front of him?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, and that's when I kicked him out. So he gets to my room. I'm like, yeah, I don't really feel good. We were like making out for maybe 2 minutes, like maybe. And then I was like, honestly, like I'm gonna throw up. He was like, oh, okay. Like, do you want me to like give you some space? And I was like, yeah, I think it would be best if you left.
He's probably going home and calling you Vomit Girl. Like,
yeah,
we're
probably.
like Soup Man. He's like Vomit Girl.
Probably, honestly. And so I was like mortified. I threw up the entire night. The next day we said bye. We had like a nice little hug and he gave me like a little kiss on the cheek. And this was in front of our boss too. So like
there are no secrets at the private equity company.
No. Oh no. So my boss, when Soup Man came into the door at the hotel on Monday, he literally goes up to him and was like, hey, I want to introduce you to your girlfriend, Kennedy. And I was like, did that really just come out of his mouth? So it kind of like set the stage for the week though, honestly. I mean, I'm not really mad that he did that.
And then you get home and you've been texting him for a couple of days. And I'm thinking like, we're going to be flying out to see this man. I'm going to be speaking at their wedding, talking about this.
Oh, yeah.
And then what happened?
He basically sent me a text that was like, hey, I just want to be upfront with you that I'm talking to another girl that I've been seeing for a couple of weeks. Basically giving me like the runaround about this girl. And then he was like, but I want you to know that I'm still very much like interested in you and like want to get to know you. I just wanted to be upfront with you and let you know about that. I was obviously disappointed. And so I didn't really know what to say. So I just didn't respond. Oops.
I feel like that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
I read in a book, I can't remember if it was my friend Alinka who posted this, who does like a lot of book clubs, but somebody posted like a screenshot of this book that said men don't respond to words, they respond to no contact.
100%
and that
agree.
proved to be true. I feel like that was the best way to go about it. You were done with the situation and it showed how unbothered you were. Also props to you because I feel like a lot of people would have just like continued that relationship, but girl code, the girl back at his city had no idea.
Literally no idea.
That he was kissing you for a whole week. I would want to know that about the guy that I was dating.
Yeah.
That's kind of like getting cheated on.
Honestly, in my mind it would be, especially because they met at church and it was just like a very like, it sounded like it was a very wholesome relationship that they had. I kind of felt bad for this girl, so I was just like, I'm gonna stop responding, like I'm gonna remove myself from the situation. Well, then he texted me all weekend, and then Monday he was like, how was your weekend? Like, I'd like to hear about it. I just didn't respond. I was like, I don't know what to say. Wednesday he calls me and I might have shit my pants when when I saw his name on my screen. I was like, oh no. I like went back and forth in my head. Screw it, I'm answering. So I answered the phone and he was like, hey, I just like wanted to talk to you about the situation and kind of like figure out where your head's at. Can we still keep talking? Can like we get to know each other? I don't want things to be awkward. Like I just really wanted to clear the air. So essentially he told me that him and this girl were not going to work out and he was going to talk to her this week. He just wanted me to know that he wanted to continue getting to know me.
Oh, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
That kind of changes my opinion on him.
Oh, really?
What should have happened from the get-go, and I think what he realized, I feel like he probably talked to somebody about this, is that when you're dating someone, because we're in our like mid-20s at this point. This is not some
Speak
high
for
school
yourself.
relationship.
I'm still in my early 20s. Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot I'm ancient here. You want to be chosen.
Yes.
And so for him to message you to be like, hey, like I'm dating this girl, but I'm also dating you, is like not the vibe.
Right.
So what he should have done is like, hey, I wanted to let you know that I've been dating this girl back home. Meeting you completely changed my opinion.
Right.
I either want to see, are you comfortable with me continuing this relationship? Not being like, this is just how it's going to be. Like I'm dating this girl and I'm also going to date you.
I feel like he should have had the conversation with the other girl first before me. Like I feel like if he really was choosing me, he would have called her and been like, hey, like this happened. I don't think I can continue things with you, and then call me and be like,
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
I totally vibe with that.
Because I feel like that's really being chosen. And then also like if I would have been like, hell no, like I'm not engaging with you, then like it is what it is. But it felt like he was trying to see how I felt, and if I didn't feel the same, then he was going to run back to this other girl.
So actually, if you're listening to this on Spotify has some really fun Q&A poll features. answers. So I'm actually going to put a poll about this, and I want to hear from you what you think Soup Man should have done.
Yes.
And then when we talk about this in 2 weeks, we'll get the consensus about what was the right move for Soup Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that changes my mind about him a little bit.
Like in a good
bit.
way or a bad way?
In a better way. I still am going to have some choice words with him because me and her are going to a business trip in Europe in a month and a half. And Soup Man is going to be there for 2 days. I am very excited for this showdown because we are all going to be
excited. I am not excited.
It'll be forced proximity. It'll be some confrontation on my part.
I'm not excited. I feel like it's going to not be good.
Why do you think it's not going to be good?
I feel like sometimes when I'm drinking, I can get really angry. I feel like in this situation especially, I'm gonna be feeling anger towards him, and I feel like it's gonna really come out in a happy hour setting. It's also a work setting, so I feel like I'll obviously be professional, but then like if he wants to like pull me aside and chat, I'm not gonna be into that.
I'll be live reporting it on TikTok. I'll be like, guys, she's confronting Soup
Abby
Man.
will be live streaming the event, so
I'll be making commentary. You're very good at being diplomatic.
I try.
Very much a politician.
I try to be.
It'll be fine, and also I'll be there to referee.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and we have a man for Abby, so
who's the man for me? Oh, the other guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
The other sales rep?
The other sales
we can
rep.
call him just the other sales rep.
Forever my sales
We can
rep.
call him Club Penguin. We're gonna call him Club Penguin because when we were stalking his Instagram, he photoshopped his face on the Madagascar penguin.
Automatically no.
It's far past an ick. It was just a no for me,
it's
dog.
a no.
But you know what? It could be like a fun, like he could take me on a date in London and I wouldn't be mad about that.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, what the heck?
If there's anybody from London listening, I would love to be set up so I could go on a fun little pub date.
Let us know if you have any men for us. Love a British boy.
Love a British boy. I just want to go out with somebody with a British accent. Truly.
Honestly, same. So I met a boy with a British accent at the bar, at the hotel
I forgot
bar.
the David Beckham lookalike.
Oh my gosh. This was before even got there. I was like at the front desk because I lost my hotel key. I was like a mess. All of a sudden, this like gorgeous man walks up to me, and because he was like also at the front desk, like waiting for somebody to come out. Literally looks like a young David Beckham. Like I was like, is this man for real? And then he starts speaking, and he's obviously from the UK. He was like asking me, he's like, oh, you're from the States? And I was like, yeah.
That's how you know they're European. They call it the States.
Well, and like I feel like British boys are obsessed with American girls. Like it's just like a thing.
Why do you think that is?
It's just different.
I've been told that British boys and European guys in general are a little bit more passive, and Americans are very aggressive.
They might like an aggressive woman.
I think they might like that change of pace.
So anyways, this guy was also staying at this hotel for the week, and then he's like, we should grab a drink later. That was nice. It didn't go anywhere. I mean, I did have a drink with him.
Why didn't it go anywhere?
Because Nick was there and then told me he was jealous.
That's so hot.
I mean, Soup Me.
I would have folded so quickly. Wow, like my heart is pitter pattering for you.
It was like a really intense week for
Are
me
we about
romantically.
Are we about to form a harem with Soup Man? Okay, the one thing that's still weird to me about Soup Man is that when we went down to Tampa, he
my
like tracked you
gosh.
down in Tampa.
Yeah, so he knew I was going to Tampa because he asked me what my plans were. I was like, oh, I'm going to Tampa with my friends, like super excited. Then we went to the local saloon in Tampa that most people frequent, I would say, if you're in Tampa. And this guy comes out of nowhere and he's kind of like hitting on me. It's kind of like weird. It was just like slightly odd. And so he was asking me what I did, and I was like, oh, I'm in private equity. And he was like, oh, I have a friend who lives in X city, which is Soup Man City, that works in private equity. I was like, oh, what's his name? He's like, oh, Soup Man. Like he says his full name. I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
You've
like,
got to be
there
kidding
is
me.
no way that's not a coincidence.
I didn't even know that
sorry.
happened while it was happening because I saw you talking to this boy and I was like, ooh, is this a romantic prospect? No.
And then he's like hitting on me. He's like, well, let me know if you ever need a wedding date.
Do you have a wedding to go to? Why did you say
No,
that?
we weren't even talking about weddings. Then he asked me, what do you wear when you go to weddings? And I was like, is this like a come on? Like I was like, is this like a line that guys use on women? Like
That's a bizarre.
It was a bizarre question. And then I said black because it just like that was the first thing that came in my head. And my aunt's wedding is the summer and I'm wearing a black bridesmaid's dress. And he goes, ooh, I like that. And then he walks away. Then he just walks away. And then the other weird part was that he like supposedly had a friend from the state and same city that I'm from, which is just like weird because he just happened to have a friend from Idaho and I'm from Idaho. And there's like not that many people from Idaho. And then he like happened to go to my college. And I was like, no, he didn't.
It's not like you're from New York City or you're from Austin, Texas. You're from a small town in Idaho.
I'm from a small town in Idaho. I went to state college and like I knew most people that I went to school with, I would say, or knew of them. Never seen this guy in my life.
So we think he tracked you down.
I think he tracked me down. I guess he has a friend in Tampa that wanted is to go to the bar I was at. Like it was really bizarre.
You told me you were going to Tampa, right?
I told him I was going to Tampa.
The funny thing is that if this was like in a romance novel, I would think this is so hot.
Right?
And I'd be like, wow, he tracked you down. In real life, it doesn't work the same way.
Well, yeah, and you know, like I'm a safety queen, so I'm all about the safety of myself.
If you haven't seen her taser video on my TikTok, it's iconic.
I have several tasers and pepper spray.
You have several?
I have 2.
I thought you had one.
No, you've only seen the mini one. You haven't even seen the big one yet.
We're gonna have to bring the big one to the red light district when we go to Amsterdam.
We're not going to the red light district. Stop talking about the red light district. We're not going to the red light district.
I was telling our hairdresser this. I was like, do you think I can go and just pay for like emotional intimacy in the red light district? Can I just pay for like a really...
Pay for a guy to text me back?
I will say, even as much crap as I want to give Soup Man for basically cheating on this girl back home, at the very least, he was transparent about it.
Yeah.
Whereas there are some men that are not transparent about it. Okay, I want to talk about our upcoming trips because we're going to Disney. If you can't tell, Kennedy's a Disney adult. Okay. All my friends are Disney adults. We're also going with Lexi.
I'm like a low-key, like classy Disney adult. That's how I would classify
as opposed
myself.
to the trashy Disney adults.
Yeah, they're trashy Disney adults are like a real thing.
Define a trashy Disney adult.
Like Mickey, everything.
I wouldn't call that trashy.
I'll say tacky.
I'll say committed. They're committed. They commit to the bit.
Okay, but like I feel like wearing a pair of ears is commitment.
Well, it's like you're on theme.
Here's my like Disney thing. Like I'll wear like a cute outfit and then I'll put like a cute pair of ears on that match my outfit.
I respect that. And so now every time, because I go to Disney now with Kennedy and Lexi, who are committed Disney adults, I have my own pair of ears now. Well,
Winnie the Pooh ears, they're so cute.
They really actually, I will say I do pull off the ears very well.
No, they're so freaking cute on her. When she tried them on, I was like, you have to buy those. Those are adorable on you.
It's $30. I'll never get back.
If you want them, they're in Epcot at the pavilion.
Not Alice in Wonderland pavilion, but it was like near the meet and greet.
Was it at the Canada pavilion?
No, it was in England because I remember seeing Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, it was at the England pavilion.
So I will be wearing those
UK
every single time
Britain.
I go to Disney for the rest of my life, trying to get my money's worth.
Yeah, no, they're so freaking cute. But you need to wear them.
But I will say the one thing I do appreciate about Disney adults is that they commit to the bit.
Yeah.
You go, you wear the outfit, you get the magic band, and it is kind of like a whole experience.
It's more fun, I feel like, to go to Disney if you don't have kids, if you just like commit and do it.
I agree. And so that's why I bought the ears. Was it the Rieslings, the 4 different Rieslings I had to buy in the Germany pavilion in order to feel something? Probably. But you know what? Walking around with you and my other Disney adult friend Caitlin, like without the ears, I felt left out.
You felt naked.
And I wasn't about to not buy them on the principle of being too cool for the ears.
Yeah.
So I bought them and I'm excited to wear them when we go to Disney. So I think I'm going to wear my black unitard and then my Minnie Mouse fanny pack.
Yes,
my Minnie Mouse.
We're turning her into a Disney doll.
This is so sad.
Disney
I feel
doll.
like I'm like in
like
the
twitching.
I'm like I've been possessed by the Disney bug or whatever's in that Disney food, and I'll wear my Winnie the Pooh ear. My sex appeal is dwindling as we talk. Commit to the bit. We're going to Disney, and then we're going to Nash Vegas.
Oh my gosh!
If you're listening to this and you're from Nashville and you have any recommendations, please let us know.
We need to do a vlog podcast for that, don't you think?
Oh. We will.
Should we change our Hinge profiles to Nashville and we could go on some dates while we're there?
We should. Here's my one thing about doing that. I've done that a couple of times. Oh, I'm also wearing my Nash sweatshirt. If you can't tell, I'm like obsessed.
You're so
with
on
Nashville.
brand.
And I've done that, and they can smell when you've done that because I think so many people do that because it's such a tourist city. It's such a bachelorette city. I feel bad doing that because I think they can pick up on it.
Can't we just lie and say we live there?
I've done that before and I feel bad every time I do it. I was just trying to like speak it into existence. I'm like, maybe if I pretend I'm moving to Nashville, something will happen. I can move
We
there.
could come up with like a whole backstory.
I think I did. I was like, yeah, I work for a radio station in Nashville. And it was
awesome.
really bad.
That's awesome.
I shouldn't have done that. I recognize this as wrong and I'm not doing it again.
There's a guy that I matched with on Hinge like a long time ago that lives in Nashville, and he like accidentally like had his location still in Jack's because that's where he was like vacationing or whatever.
Oh.
And he said if I was ever in Nashville to like hit him up, and he's cute and has cute friends, he said.
Wait, you should go on
So
a date. Should we go on a double date?
We should do a double date like with his, because he said he has cute friends. So like if I bring my friends, like we can like all hang out.
Wait, that'd be so fun.
Right? Yeah.
What if I get options? Like what if he gives me like a smorgasbord to choose from?
That'd be awesome. And guess what his name is?
What?
Dallas.
His name is Dallas?
His name is Dallas.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I think it's funny.
I think it's funny.
I think
it's like charming.
a Dallas living in Nashville. I just think it's funny.
Also, if you are having a sad girl summer, I need to put you onto this song. song. So my friend Cammi McDermott, who I followed on TikTok for like forever, as you can tell, we love Nashville. And she had this song called Nashville that I was like in love with. But she just put out a song called Bad Habit, which is so heartbreaking. Her username on TikTok is Swift Bridgers, which is the perfect way to describe the type of music she has. Very much guitar, singer-songwriter, love song. But this song in particular is really sad. Called Bad Habit because it's like she loves this person, like sort of like Taylor Swift, like I loved you like an oath.
Yeah.
And or I took you like an oath.
I took you like an oath. You took me like a joke.
You took me like a joke. I forget what the line is. But it's sort of
similar.
like if there was a song exactly that was just all about that.
Yeah.
That is what Bad Habit is. It's like you are head over heels in love with someone and they're like trying to not be in love with you. Like they're addicted to you, but they're like, no, thank you. So if that describes your romantic situation, you need to stream it. I'm going to link it in the episode description. And I'm also going to add it to some of my, maybe I should make like a sad girl summer playlist.
I think you should. Oh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, so you can check out some of my playlists. Maybe I will make a sad girl playlist.
We like make a hot girl playlist though.
I feel like we need to brand something because like Megan Thee Stallion has hot girl summer. Like what are we? We are like Disney adult summer. Stream it on my Disney adult summer playlist.
That doesn't even describe our summer though, because we're going to Disney for like 2 days.
So I'll link it in the episode description, and yeah, give her some love because she's a really talented songwriter. The other thing that I wanted to tack on was that one of the benefits of getting more people listening to your podcast as you get more feedback, and just been really appreciative of that and getting to like hear people's opinions and like the things that we can improve on. The one thing I wanted to talk about towards the end, even though I know the person who, I don't know this person, but I'm assuming this person is not listening to the podcast anymore based off the review, but it really concerned me because they said in an episode we like brushed off something about domestic abuse, and that was really concerning to me because I feel like in every episode I've really tried to be conscious about putting content warnings and putting resources in the episode description to like be sensitive to that. I also like appreciate, you know, if I've done something wrong, like you letting me know. And so if you're listening to this, or if there has been an episode where you're like, that was a little insensitive, like feel free to DM me. I'm very much willing to fix my mistakes. So just wanted to put that out there. And this would be another time to be like, if you do like this podcast, feel free to give us a 5-star review. Always love those, or 4-star, whatever you want. I just feel weird being like, hey, bring my rating down. but 5-star if you want to. And then if there's a couple you want me to look into, or a friendship, that form is also in the episode description. I've got a feedback form if you want to give me any feedback. I think that's really it. We're going to Disney, so we'll update you on that. And
should we do a vlog podcast?
We're going to do a vlog podcast in Disney. I think that'll be the next Summer Thursday one.
We should bring the tiny mic.
The tiny mic? Oh, I got a tiny mic.
But we should like interview people at Disney.
Maybe we'll interview people at Disney with my tiny mic.
Like
and
Disney
that'll be
moms?
our next Summer Thursdays episode.
Disney dads.
Disney DILFs.
Disney DILFs. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We should do that. Okay.
So we'll bring our tiny mic. So yeah, we'll see you next Thursday for our Disney DILF episode.